Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt that quiet fire in your chest, like you're ready to grow, to stretch, to become more, but then immediately feel held back by one thought? I can't afford it? It's frustrating, right? That gap between who you know you can be and what your current budget allows. And here's what I want you to hear: growth doesn't start with the bank account, it starts with a decision. A decision to move forward creatively, consistently, and consciously. Welcome back to Urbana Wellbeing. I'm Ily Ponce. Here we explore how to grow from the inside out through mindset, presence, and a grounded personal power. And today, I want to share how you can move forward professionally even when your resources feel limited. Let's begin by coming back to ourselves. Because before we talk about strategy or systems, we need to start from a place of presence. If you're somewhere you can pause gently, close your eyes, and if not, just soften your breath and come into your body. Inhale deeply through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth. And now say this with me, out loud or in your heart. I am finding creative ways to grow and develop. I use what I have. I trust it's enough. Let those words land. You're stepping back into alignment with what matters most to you. And with that space created, let me tell you a story. I worked with someone recently who wanted to make a major shift in her career. She had clarity, drive, and so much potential, but she felt stuck. I needed the right course. I needed the money to invest in myself. I'm not ready until I can afford it. Sound familiar? I slowed it down. We focused on what was already available for her: her network, her strengths, her willingness to learn. She chose one area to deepen. She reached out to people she admired. She shared small reflections about what she was learning publicly and consistently. Within a few months, doors suddenly opened. She landed the role she wanted. No expensive program, no dramatic shift, just intentional action over time. That reminded me of a quote from James Clear, author of Atomic Habits. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And that's really what we're exploring today. How to create a rhythm that holds you even when resources feel scarce. So, if you're finding yourself in that same space, waiting for the right budget, the right course, the right moment, here's something to consider. Instead of asking, can I afford to grow? What if the better question is, what small system can I build today that makes my growth inevitable? 74% of professionals grow through relationships and networking, not paid credentials. And learning doesn't have to be expensive. It has to be consistent. And if that feels like a shift in mindset, yes, it is. And we're going to take it one step deeper with a practice that connects your present to your future. Let's take a moment to visualize what that kind of growth looks like. Not as a fantasy, but as something that already unfolding. If you're in a safe space, close your eyes. Or simply slow down and bring your attention inward. Take a deep breath in and slowly release it. Now imagine yourself 3 years from now. You're grounded, fulfilled, and doing work that lights you up. You feel confident, you're leading with clarity and joy. What did that version of you start doing today? What habits became sacred? What beliefs were released along the way? Gently open your eyes and let that image root itself in your body, not just as a dream, but as a timeline that begins now. And now that you've seen what's possible, let's ground that vision in practical tools. Here are 3 grounded ways you can grow right now without spending big. First, start conversations that spark growth. Think of one person you admire and reach out. You don't need a perfect pitch, just curiosity, presence, and a good question. Second, choose one learning focus. Pick one area you want to deepen. There are so many free or low-cost resources out there. What matters most is that you create a rhythm once a week, twice a week, and stay with it. Third, reflect in public or private. This is where integration happens. Whether through journaling, voice notes, or sharing a post, reflections turn learning into clarity and help others see your growth too. And as a bonus, consider exchanging value. What can you offer in return for mentorship, support, or feedback? Generosity creates a lot of movement. But don't just hear these as ideas. Let's bring them into your daily life with a simple reflection. Take a moment and ask yourself, what's one area I want to grow in, and what do I already have to support it? What's one small habit I could start this week to build momentum? Or maybe, who can I connect with this month to expand my perspective? This is your reminder that growth is not about doing more. It's about doing the right things intentionally and, of course, with love. So if you've been waiting for the right time, the right program, or the right budget, let this be your invitation to begin right now with what's already in your hands. You don't need more to begin. You just need to begin with what you already have. Let it be small. Let it be meaningful. Let it be yours. In our next episode, we'll talk about burnout, what it's really trying to tell you, and how to come back to yourself before it takes over. If this episode supported you, share it with someone who's in that waiting space and let them know they already enough. With presence and purpose, see you soon.